I've got a treat for you guys today. Today I'm going to be reviewing the sexy buttons and the sexy knob. These are the leading edge devices that allow you to make modifications to your car without having to touch the monitor. So very cool. I love these things. I've tried some other buttons, but one of the things I didn't like with those buttons was they were non-programmable afterwards. So if there were other features that would possibly be requested by the current owners, you couldn't get anything for it. So the one thing about these guys, Enhanced Auto, is these guys love to do the upgrades. So they just released a major update that I'll be putting on here that allows you to do a couple things that are just amazing. One of them is it communicates back and forth between the commander and the monitor. So when you set the temperature on the commander, it also sets the temperature correctly on the monitor. No other device that does these manipulations to the Tesla computer. They only go one way, from the monitor to that device, or if you make the change on the device, it is not reflected on the monitor. So Enhance has worked a lot and are now utilizing the API key that you'll have to set up on the app on your phone. And from that point on, you'll be able to see those changes. So let's go ahead and go through what's in each of these boxes. So this is a add-on, which are the two sexy buttons. So you can buy these sexy button kits with the commander, or you can buy the knob with the commander, which is the device that you plug into your car, or you can just buy each of these individually, buy the commander, buy the knob, buy the buttons. So they give you plenty of options, but you will require for sure to have the commander, which is connected to your car. So if you have an older Tesla Model 3, you'll be plugging it in back there. If you have a newer Tesla Model 3 or Y, or the Highland, which has just come out recently, it's over there on the A-pillar down by the footwell of the passenger. This kit here, the knob, comes with both connectors, or wiring harnesses, I would say, that allow you to connect it either in the front or the back. And I will be connecting it in the front on my 2022 Tesla Model 3 long range. So let's go ahead, let's take a look what's in the box and go from there. So here we are, we've got these sexy knobs. So what we're gonna do is we'll go ahead and take a look what's inside. And you can see right here we have the commander, and then the top of the knob right there. So we'll go ahead and pull this out. Now it's just amazing here. This is the Commander 2. As you can see right there, you can see how small it is in comparison. It's super light, and all there is that one plug that's on the back here. And so that is going to plug into the wire harness, and I'm going to be putting mine up in the front A-pillar. And then the knob right here. So they do have two versions here. They have the Model 3 and Y, and then when Highland came out, the console was a little bit bigger, and so they had to make a new one. And then what they did is they made some additional advances to it. So they listened to their users, and they found that they were having a difficulty telling which button they were pressing. So I'll put a picture of the new one, but they have like a little plastic piece right here, and so then you can tell which one it is, and then you're just turning the knob. Oh, this feels nice. Let's see what the click feels like. Oh yeah, that's really nice. And so on the back we have the USB plug, again with the Model 3 and Y. Just below where you're going to place this is a USB port. So these ones just plug right into that port. and then it allows you to have another device plugged in here so that you could plug in a phone if you needed to or something like that. Now, if you're on the Highland, again, the Highland is a little bit different. They do not have USB ports up front. So in the front part, there is a DC or cigarette lighter port, and they provide a cable plus the cigarette lighter adapter so that you can plug that in there. So no concerns, you're still able to charge another device, and they both have the same two plugs on the back. So all we're going to do is just place this in there. So I'll show you that. And then inside the box, so in this box, like I mentioned, there's a USB cable, so that plugs into the back of this device like that. And then this just plugs into your USB port where underneath it. And then they do provide two cables. So this one right here is the one that goes in the back of the console back there. And so you'll unplug that cable and then plug the cable into here and put this in there. We've done this multiple times with other devices. So this is just a simple bypass piece, and we just plug that in, and then the commander will plug into this bigger cable right there, and then you're just going to patch it in. That's all there is to that one. And then for the front cable, we have the data cable, which we will plug this plug into it, and then this will be left open for additional accessories. And then this cable here plugs into the power port. There will be something plugged in there, so you'll have to disconnect that, plug this one in there, and then plug your other device in the top here. And again, we're going to go through that. And then again, same as the other one, we're going to plug this into here. So I'm just going to do that now because there's no need to do it later. So as you see, I'm just going to plug this in right here, and you always listen for the click. There it is. Check, little tug, perfect. And if you do need to unplug it, there's a little tab on the top, and then you can just unplug this. Again, I'll plug this back in, and we've got the little click. So we're just going to go plug this in. That's super easy. They do provide a tool for removing the one pin for the bottom piece, a little pry piece if you need that. And then they've provided these little strips. So if you put this down there, you can stick these on to your console. And what it does is it just adds a little friction so it stays in place when you're moving your the door. So anyway, let's go ahead. Let's install that one piece. It's super quick. I've done this multiple times with a lot of these extra screens or adjusting the seats, all those type of devices, they plug into the front part there. So in this box here, we have some sexy buttons. These aren't the ones that come in a full kit. These are add-on ones. So you do need to have the commander already for these to work. But they're not labeled with any of the S3XY. So here's the box. And then you can see it comes like this. And those buttons, they're really small. And on the box, it says these batteries will last up to 2 years. And they're just a simple button battery, 2032, I believe is what I saw. CR 2032, and then you just pop this open and replace the battery. I'll just hear the click. Yeah, it's got, yeah, here. Nice. And then if you want to add a bezel, you can just snap that on. So these have a black bezel on them, so you just pop this off. So it has a black bezel, and you're going to replace it with a white bezel. There we go, snaps into place. So you can have it, depending on what you want to have it look like. These are the two ways they can look. One with the white bezel and one with the black bezel. Pretty cool. Okay, so here we are. We're going to take this piece off and this piece. Now on the Highland, it's one piece, but these are two separate pieces. And then down here, we're just going to remove this piece here. So let's go ahead. We'll pull this out. There we go. Reach this one, pull this one out. And then we're going to pull this piece up. Now, I've already removed this piece, but there will be a plug right there that you need to take off. So we'll just go ahead and pull this out. So we have the two cables for the Commander. So this cable here plugs to the front A-pillar over here. And then if you have an older version that does not have those ports, you can use this cable that's located behind the center console on the bottom. And we've been using that port for all the back screens and everything, so it's a fairly simple process. So what we have here is the Commander right there. And then we have the data port and power port bypasses here. So we'll go ahead and I'll show you how to install this cable up front, which goes right here, and then I'll also show you how to install this cable. So it's fairly straightforward. We're going to take this big cable, it's going to plug into that port. Now when you first get your car, you probably don't have any accessories plugged into it, so it'll be just open like that. We'll just go ahead and plug that in. And then if you do go get additional accessories that use this data port, this bypass will work. And then we have this bypass cable right here. What we're going to do is unplug this power right here. This is fairly straightforward. And then we're going to plug this one in there. Like that. And then all we're going to do is plug this into that plug. So I'll go ahead and do that. There we go. And you can see we have the green flashing light, so it's ready to go. And all we're going to do is close this back up. And we can tuck this in down here, out of the way. And then we just put all the components back together. Let's go ahead and I'll show you how to install the back part. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to pull this cover off. Put that to the side, and then we've got this plug right here. And all we're going to do is just push the plug in and pull. So we've got that part out. And then we've got the bypass cable here with the Commander module right here. And it's, again, pretty well the same process. We're going to go ahead and plug this into here. Listen for the click. And then we're going to plug this one into that cable right there. And then what I do is, before I plug it in, I will stuff this into that hole right here. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so I've stuffed the Commander module in the back there, and then we're just going to go ahead and click this together. Again, listen for the click, and then all we need to do is put this cover back on. So that's basic the install for the Commander, which is the main module for this. So that is the main module. So we'll go ahead and go into the configuration afterwards. But You will need to install a commander either in the back here or on the passenger A pillar, depending on what car you have. Anyway, it only takes a couple minutes either way, so let's go ahead and look at the sexy knob and buttons. Okay, so on the back you can see the left port has the plug-in for the car, so that's where you plug the USB port from your USB port on your car to there, and then the right one will be used for a bypass to charge phones or whatever else you want to do. So I'll go ahead and I will plug that in. Okay, so here I am plugging it in. And you can hear it come to life. And then all we're going to do is slide this in here, put it in place, and snap it down. And there we go. And I'm going to do the honors of pulling off this plug cover. And there it is. That is pretty cool. Okay, so what we need to do look at that, right out of the box, it's already working. So let's see what happens here. We're in park. Yeah. So out of the box, without any changes, you don't have to do anything. You can just go ahead and start using it. So now that we've got this installed, let's go ahead and install the application, and then that will give us the ability to add the API functionality and see what other things are working. But out of the box, without any additional settings, it's pretty done. It's pretty well done. And scan that QR code. Okay, so here it is right here. We'll go ahead and we'll install this. And okay, so here we go. We'll allow it to find us. Let's go. And let's go next, 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 next. It's just explaining some of this stuff. So let's go ahead and get notifications. So let's go and get the commander. So connect a new commander. So the first thing we're going to do is connect this to the application. It says connecting. Okay. And then the first thing we're going to do is pair this with the car. So add the commander, add commander as a key. So we're going to need a pass key. And let's get started. So it's trying to pair with the car. Okay, so I guess I've done that. It's been requested, so okay, so you can see that on the screen I've got this. So we're just going to go ahead and confirm it and then go next. Ginger has added to your car. Rename the key. So let's go to keys. So that's car and locks. Oh, so we have a software update. You can see that. So let's go ahead and click that. Anything with a blue dot. So we see right there the commander has an update to the 4.8.1. That's the latest release again. I would highly recommend going to their website and subscribing to their YouTube channel. They release a lot of updates, and this one is one of the latest videos that I've watched from them. So go ahead, click on that. And this is all the updates and improvements. Again, just go ahead and do the update. So it's saying do not turn off the commander from the ODB port or leave the vehicle. Basically, you should sit here for 2 to 4 minutes and let this do its updates. We're going to go ahead and let that do that. So you can see down here it's saying commander not connected. We'll just let this do the update. So it's now saying it's updating. We're at 1%. So I'll leave this sitting right there. Again, one of the advantages over all the other competitors that Enhance has is they do these updates. I've tested other buttons in the past and I've created no videos for those buttons because they were just not good enough. These ones here, they're amazing. You can, again, we've got the buttons that we can configure, we've got the sexy knob that we can set up, and then we've got the dash. Again, so many features in this one application. It's well worth the cost that you get. Okay, so now we've got the commander connected and we've done the update. So everything is good there. Again, we've got the commander and we've got the knob. Let's check the knob out. So connect the new knob. So let's just connect it to the application, because by default it has all its own settings, but we can make our own custom settings. And we've got the knob connected. We've got the commander connected. So let's, it says software update. Let's see what's going on. That's the new, we already got that one. And then let's connect a button. So again, everything revolves around the commander. So we'll go and add a button. So we'll add a sexy button. So here's the sexy button that I want to add. So I'm going to press this one. Actually, I want to use the black one. So I took too long. So we'll retry again. So we'll take this and we'll press the button. Press and hold the button. And there it is, it's successful. We've got button 1, and we'll add another button. Press this one. So the good thing about these is you don't have to program them right away. You can just add them to the device. So I'll put this one right here. And we're going ahead and do the first button. And with a single press, we can do, this is quite amazing, we can do a single press, open the glove box, and then have an additional option or action. And then we can do a double press to have a second option. And then a long press to do a third option. So this one button could do multiple things. That's so cool. So let's see here, we want to remove, so let's just test. It says glove box. Yeah, that opened the glove box. So we're going to trash this because there's a trash. And do you want to delete it? Yes. And we're going to add a second or a single press action. And we're going to go open. And we're going to open the front. And we're going to save that option. And then we can, actually I saw down here, we can rename it. And we click here and go back and say open front. So that way we know. Perfect. So let's go ahead and go back. And there we are. It says open frunk. So I'm going to go ahead and press this button. And there we go. And then I'm going to press it a second time and it should close it. Okay, so I'll just show you one more feature. So right now I'm on the last page, as you can see. And so down here I have the open doors submenu. So what happens is if you click on the button, then you get to pick the door. I'm going to open up the front passenger door, rear passenger door, front driver's door, rear driver's door. So it's pretty cool. You can just use that as a submenu. Again, if you wanted to add other functions to, like this button here, you could quickly just go ahead and click on that button and press the single press open frunk. And over here, single press open trunk and save. So that is as easy as it gets. Now there are other functionality with it, but I just want to point out that it is so easy to make adjustments to this thing. If you didn't want to have this one here, you could just go ahead and click on it, and then you just go ahead and delete it, and then pick what you want to put back in place of it. So just like that, and it's instantaneous. And then open frunk, and it just switches. So you don't have to delete it. You can just go ahead and click on here, pick something else, and then it picks it. That's how easy it is to adjust this. So my recommendation, once again, is to set up a page that you find useful, and then do another page. So again, I've got the door opening Uber thing, and then I've got climate control. I don't have anything for the third one, I don't have anything for the fourth one, and I don't have anything for the fifth one. Well, for the fifth one, I'm starting to build an open piece. So I've got open the trunk, open the frunk, open all the doors. Now you see I have two buttons here, and I did program them, so I'll go back here and we'll go to buttons this time, and we've got the open frunk. So this one here, so if I press that, it's going to go ahead and open the frunk, and I'll go ahead and close it. There we go. Now this button here, I've got open all, so I've just done a variation of that. So I'll show you again. It's the same thing as the knob. You have almost all the same, if not all the same functionality. But what you can do, and I'll just go ahead and build this thing right now. So I built this one. I think it's a pretty cool one. So that's for the white ring one here. So I have nothing set up. I still have the name open all, and so I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and click open the frunk and save it. And then I can add an additional function. So I'll go add. And I'm going to go open trunk and save that. Now you can see what it's going to do is it's going to open the frunk, and then I can set a delay. I have 0-second delay, and then it's going to open the trunk. So why would I want to do that? Well, if I'm going on a road trip and I want to open up both the frunk and trunk at the same time, I can go ahead and just press this button, and I'll go ahead and press it, and it's going to go ahead and close both the frunk and the trunk. So that's a pretty neat function. And again, you can change this at any point in time. Another feature that it has, each one of these buttons has 3 functions. It has a single press, it has a double press, and then it's a press and hold. So on this button here, you can see I have the second double press as fold mirror. So I can just press this twice, and it folds the mirrors. Press it twice again, and it unfolds the mirrors. Again, you can always add that second action, and then if we want to add one more feature, now this is just a warning to let you know that it's going to be delayed by 0.3 of a second, because it's waiting to see if you're doing a single press, a double press, or a hold. So just a warning for it. And I'll go ahead and we'll set to charge port and save. So again, single press is going to open everything and then close it on the next time. Double press is going to fold the mirrors, and a long press is going to open up my charge port. And there we go, my charge port opened. And close. So that's really neat. So again, each one of these buttons can do 3 separate functions, but you can do multiple functions per a single, double, or long press. And I'm assuming you could probably do the same thing on the knob. So if we go to the light one, there is, so yeah, you can't do a secondary. So only the buttons do secondaries. And then just a quick overview of the dash. So we've got the dash here. So you can also, without having the buttons or the knob, you get the dash. And so if we go here, you can see I'm in the dash right now, and it will tell us our speed, and we can use different dashes, but you can have these buttons on the side too that are part of it. So you don't need these if you're going to use the dash, because I can go ahead and click here, and it's going to open up any one of those doors. I can lock and unlock the doors. I can start preconditioning. So it's preconditioning right now. We'll leave that running. And then you can also change the look of the dash. So, sorry. Settings. That one. And then we've got this dash, this is more sporty dash. And then on the right side, it gives us more information. It's all direct from the CAN bus. So they have 2 right now. And then if we want to get out of that, we just click here, and there's an arrow there. And it brings us back to this. And we can use the dash like this if we wanted to. It would still be there. And we can add buttons. So add a function. Open, front, save, and so we have the button there, and we can set how many buttons we want to have on there. Okay, so my final thoughts on this is when you're setting either the buttons or the knob, and especially the knob because it has so much functionality to it, I would just set up one single page, or use the defaults for a while, and then go ahead and set up a single page. Like I have my first page, light and doors, and then I can go to my second page, which is all about climate. So I have 2 pages that I've set up so far. This is opening up the doors, changing from park to reverse, and then my second one is all on climate. So fans, heated steering wheel, camp mode. So if I wanted to, I could change that. So go to camp mode, and then change that to this. So we don't have heated seats, so let's change that. Front seat, rear seat, middle seat, steering wheel, air conditioning. So really can't do like a front, left. We'll save that since it's gone and put that. So I've been using the sexy knobs and the sexy button here in my car for the past couple weeks. I really love it. One of the things I just want to point out is there are 130 plus shortcuts that you can configure on your car. So the video that I've created doesn't really highlight all those. I am gonna create a new video shortly that outlines all the options that you can do. But my recommendation for you when you get this, so that you're not overwhelmed like I was when I first set this up, is just use the defaults they give you. There's 3 pages, and then find out which ones you want to use, and then create a new page specifically for a task. So maybe it's so I have one that I created that's Uber or Uber driver, and that one there opens up the front passenger door, the rear passenger door, the rear driver door, and then you can turn on the lights inside the car. So what that does is it allows you to open up any door, so if someone's getting in or out of your car, then they can use it. So that way they can get out of your car with not really knowing how to open up the door. And then adding the light feature, it was pretty crucial, because when you're dropping people off at night, they can't find the button or anything that's inside the car. You can quickly just turn on the lights. It helps them as well. And again, that's the purpose of having shortcuts, to create something that makes the task easier, not more difficult. Anyway, I really do love these sexy knobs, and they do make it for the older Model 3 and Y, as well as the Highland Model 3. And then when Juniper comes out, that Highland version should work on that, depending on if there's any changes to the console. But I love the sexy knobs and the buttons. Some of the features that I've set up a button at the front here on my dash that opens up the frunk. And I love the shortcut of being able to press and hold. So through the Commander software, I was able to set up the press and hold for the driver's door on the outside. Anyway, I've got a link down in the description for the sexy knobs, buttons, and the Commander. You will need to have the Commander as the base, because it is the thing that talks to your computer. And then you can get the buttons or the sexy knob. They just had a sale on, which included the sexy knobs, the Commander, and then they provided 2 free buttons, is the package that I picked up. So that's a really good package, and hopefully maybe either for Halloween or Black Friday they put another sale out, and then I'll put a discount code down in the description if I can get one. Otherwise, just go ahead on their website and use their discount that they have. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on my next video.